this is a fun position. I still remember, like, this is maybe one of my first memories about chess. I don't remember exactly when my father was teaching me the rules of the game, how to play with king or rook or anything like that. But maybe after I understood the basic rules of the game, maybe this was one of the first positions that my dad showed to me. And he let me try, and I was trying several things. I was trying to go somewhere with the king to push some pawns, but all my attempts would end usually by me losing the game, actually. And then finally I remember how excited I was when I understood the right way to win. So it took me a while, but my father had a lot of patience. He really let me, and he would try to motivate me, and finally I managed to discover this great solution. So actually now when I think about it, and if I use my standard algorithm, I probably think that I can solve this position without too many problems, even if I don't know anything about it. So let's list our moves. Okay, first of all, material is even. We don't know if we are winning, losing, maybe the position is a draw, but we have 4 moves, 4 options. Let's just simply analyze all of them. For example, if we push this pawn, that would be a terrible mistake. Now we have a brutal threat we want to take on g7 and queen. So black has to deal with this threat. He has 2 options. He might either capture our pawn or push g6. Both of them are actually great. Let's go with the simpler one. Let's say he just takes on h6. Now he wants to take this. That's clearly winning. So we again have 2 options. We can either take or push. If we take the pawn, now there's nothing stopping black from approaching our pawns and just collecting them, and we lose the game. If we push, then black might try both moves. I mean, we want to push g7. We have an incredibly strong threat, but black is of course going to take with this pawn, and now it's quite obvious that we lost the game. So pushing h6 is bad, and the same way we can prove that f6 is bad. We have this threat. Black has 2 options. One option is g6, but easier option is to do this. If we take, black will simply come with the king, and okay, let's say maybe do like this. Maybe he should be a little bit smarter and go this way, then come to g5, then first take this pawn and later take this pawn. In any case, it's not very important to calculate precisely if it's going to be a win or a draw. We have no chance to win, and probably we are going to lose. And actually we are going to lose. If we push the pawn, black will definitely take with this one, and then we will simply lose the game. So we can discard these 2 moves. They are bad. And then we have 2 moves left. One move is the king move, and the other move is to push the pawn. Let's first check the king move. First of all, black can also come with the king and keep our king here, so it doesn't look like too much of an improvement, but black also has a much better idea, and that's to push one of the pawns. Now let's see if black can push any of his pawns. If black pushes this pawn, what are we going to do? Do you have some idea? You should of course quickly check all the moves, and you should understand that white has a winning move. Like this is 1, 2, 3 options. One of them is easily winning, and of course it's not very difficult to see that it's this one. We have an amazing threat. We want a new queen. Black has to do something, push or take, doesn't matter. We'll take this pawn, promote, and win. So black cannot, after our king b1 move, black cannot push f6. Can black push h6? Of course not. I will give you a few seconds. You can try yourself and find the winning move for white. Of course, it is f6. After f6, we have this fantastic idea. We want to have a new queen. So black has to do something. Anything with this pawn doesn't matter so much. We are going to take here and have another queen very soon. So after we play king b1, which is not a good move, black should not push any of the pawns. He should actually not do this, because then the winning method that I haven't showed yet, but I will very soon, is still working. So black needs to push g6 actually. After black goes g6, he's actually attacking our pawns. He doesn't even have to take them, but he's attacking them and he wants to come closer with the king and maybe collect. So let's say a move like this is going to lose. Now black comes here. We cannot stop his king from coming and just collecting our pawns. For the same reason, move like f6 is going to lose. Black's king simply comes. He also might want to take on h5 and try his luck in that position. Probably that's winning too. Definitely it is. But after g6, we actually should try to take this, to capture the pawn on g6. We can do it in two different ways. If you take with the f pawn, creating three incredibly dangerous threats, black needs to be very careful with his pawn he's going to take. If he takes with the h pawn, he definitely loses because we queen our pawn. As you can see, the main motive in this particular position is to queen one of our pawns, which is of course great because queen is much more important than a simple pawn. So if we take with this pawn, black will recapture with the same pawn. Then we must push if we really want to lose. Black will simply collect our pawns and win, or we can exchange this pawn and then try to go closer with our king. And this is enough for a draw, but even if we lose this pawn in some way, it doesn't matter. As long as we stay close to g3 square, we just reach the opposition here, and this position is a draw. So let's go back to the initial position. After g6, white might also take with this pawn. Of course, black is not going to let us queen. He's going to take with this pawn. We should better trade here. Again, we'll lose this pawn, or maybe not. We don't have to actually. If we play like this, we don't even have to lose this pawn. Black has to play here. Now opposition, and that's a draw. So let's go back to initial position. After king b1, black has this great move, and the game ends in a draw. But in initial position, there is another move that we haven't tried yet. That's the move g6. We are creating two amazing threats. So black has to react. He cannot. He basically has to capture on g6 somehow. If he captures with this pawn, I will give you a few seconds. You can think about this position and try to find a win for white. Yes, of course, that's h6. How do we find this move? Well, if we don't have any other idea, then we check all the moves. These are all the moves. We don't have too many moves, only 4 moves with pawns, 1 move with a king. King move definitely doesn't work because of this. No hope here. And if you capture with this pawn, black just recaptures. That's not working. If you push this, black just takes. Not working. If he captures with this pawn, not working. So this is the only move remaining. But we should actually analyze this move because it's creating a big threat. Even if we are 1 or 2 pawns down, as long as we keep creating these amazing threats of queening our pawns like this, we still have to keep considering the moves. Black has to take unless he wants to see a new queen on g8 very soon, and then of course you know what to do. Push the pawn, nothing can stop our pawn. And white wins actually. So let's suppose black sees that and tries to capture the other pawn. Now this doesn't work anymore, but luckily for us, another move works great. And yes, you guessed right, that's f6. We want to have a new piece on g8, black has to capture, and after h6 he can do nothing but resign.